Welcome to SVG-TV News for Wednesday, October 29th, 2025. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. Vincentians will go to the polls on Thursday, November 27th, 2025 to elect a new government. The announcement was made by Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves during a Unity Labour Party rally at Richmond Hill on Tuesday evening. The Prime Minister's announcement means that Parliament, which was scheduled to meet today, has been officially dissolved. Nomination day has been set for November 10th, giving political parties just under 3 weeks to complete their preparations. Addressing the large crowd at Richmond Hill, Dr. Gonsalves, initially dressed in a suit, declared that it was decision time for Vincentians in what he described as a free and fair election.
Her Excellency the Governor General, to dissolve Parliament with immediate effect this evening, October the 28th, 2025. Her Excellency has accepted her Prime Minister's advice and has issued the necessary instrument, the proclamation to be published of the dissolution of Parliament as of tonight. All consequential, constitutional and legal matters have been put in train for general elections. General elections will be held on Thursday, November the 27th, 2025. It will be a day of thanksgiving and rejoicing for Labour and the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Nomination Day will be on Monday, November the 10th, 2025. It is now 9 p.m., so let's get ready to rumble.
After the ceremonial ringing of the bell to signal the official start of the election campaign, the Prime Minister changed into his party colors and outlined the ULP's achievements and future plans. He argued that the Unity Labour Party remains the best choice to continue leading the country, contrasting its record with that of the New Democratic Party, the main opposition. Dr. Gonsalves described the upcoming vote as the mother of all elections, urging supporters to make what he called a choice for their future.
When you vote for the ULP, we will continue to repair and build houses for the people. The NDP has never built a single house for the poor people of this country, and they never will. The ULP will continue to deepen and broaden and expand our education revolution. The NDP will roll it back. They will cripple the education revolution, and poor people will not get a chance to go to community college or to university. Mark my words. Open your eye. Open your eye. The ULP has made sure that we strengthen the social safety net for the poor. Friday them, Cummins them interested in poor.
The Prime Minister also reiterated the ULP's long-term vision of transforming St. Vincent and the Grenadines into a first world nation by 2040.
The ULP will build on our successes. The NDP will rip it up and carry this country back years while we are going forward to a first world nation in 15 years. They want to take us back. They want to take us back. That's what you want to do? This country is on the right track with the ULP and for a brighter future. The NDP will desecrate our future. They look forward to the past. The ULP has the team and the leadership that counts. The NDP does not have a quality team. They have a lot of people and they ain't got no ambition. If people ain't got no ambition, how they could lead you? No personal ambition. The lazy, the weak, they will be a complete disaster. I am telling you, I have been in politics now actively for 56 years. This election is the 11th general election. 2 more than anybody else. James Mitchell had 9.
The Richmond Hill rally held in the East Kingston constituency featured speeches from 4 ULP candidates, primarily from the Kingston area, each appealing for support from the enthusiastic crowd.
Tell me about this constituency of Central Kingston. I am of this constituency. I know the strengths, I know the struggles, I know the dreams, I know the boundless potential of Central Kingston people.
When I tell you that one road at a time, one step at a time, one bridge at a time, I have a vision to create access for every constituent of West Kingston.
If you're looking
in the years I spent in community service, I have never caused any youth I worked with to feel less than worthy. In fact, the objectives of my youth groups included ensuring that they knew their worth, recognized their potential, and knew that nobody was better than them.
It take a man who born in a boathouse to tell you when rain coming in a boathouse, it feel different than when you're in a wild house. And there are people here tonight who are born and raised in both houses, but the Unity Labour Party has lifted us higher.
Very soon, this constituency will be the seat of government. The government has the plans to build the modern parliament and the halls of justice right here in East Kingston. We will be the home of government, and we will be a Labour Party constituency. We now have the opportunity in these elections to get rid of a man who said that his greatest achievement as representative was a vegetable garden in Longwall. And if you go and see the place, you're not going to see anything like vegetables. You're not going to see anything like a garden. It's a place full of holes at a quarry stone.
And leader of the opposition New Democratic Party, Dr. Godwin Friday, said his party remains focused and energized as it prepares to contest the upcoming general elections set for November 27, 2025. Speaking at a meeting in the East St. George constituency last evening, shortly after hearing the announcement of the election date, Dr. Friday told supporters that the NDP work continues and that the campaign will not end until election day.
Is what? November 27th. And after the 27th is what? After the 27th is Friday. Well, it's Friday in more ways than one. What a wonderful night this is. Hey, what a wonderful time this is. We have come finally to this moment when the people of this country will once again have the opportunity, this sacred obligation, to make a choice as to the future of our country. This is indeed a wonderful day, and we have waited for a long time. The weeping may endure for a night, but the joy comes in the morning. And in particular, it comes on a Friday morning when we will have a new government in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Addressing the significance of the right to vote, Dr. Friday reminded Vincentians that they have another opportunity on November 27 to determine the future of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
In this election, we face a simple choice. Do you want 5 more years of what we have seen? A tired and out-of-touch government who believe that they are entitled to rule over us as though they are the new colonial masters. We turn our back on that sort of government many years ago. And just yesterday, we celebrated the 46th anniversary of our national independence. On the 27th of November, we must make a choice to deepen that independence. And that choice comes from replacing a government that believes that they are the boss to electing a government that is committed to serving you, the people.
He emphasized that an NDP government would deliver more for the people, pledging policies aimed at improving the economy, creating jobs, and ensuring a better standard of living for all citizens.
We are focused on you, on making lives better for people who are unemployed, for finding jobs for you, for people who are catching hell even though they are employed, to find better wages and salaries for you. We aim to deliver real progress, tangible progress that the people of this country can feel. I want, at the end of a 5-year term of an NDP government, you can look back and see where you have come from and know that we have progressed forward. We cannot risk another 5 years of this ULP government. They have failed you.
Dr. Friday also spoke about the country's unemployment rate, which he estimated to be around 40%, as well as the issues of low wages and rising crime, which he said are major concerns for Vincentians. And other NDP candidates who attended the meeting in Calico also welcomed the announcement of the election date. They encouraged voters to support the NDP's call for change, saying the time has come for new leadership and a fresh direction for the country.
He has given us that date for the 27th. Now, in all 15 constituencies, we must set to work. We must set to work and deliver the St. Vincent that we want for generations unborn. Good night, thank you, and I promise you solemnly that my shoulder is to the wheel with all of my colleagues for a new dawn in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
The pain and the suffering of labor has been so overwhelming. The lack of opportunities for young people and older people alike. The cost of living that has been bearing down on you, the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, it has been overwhelming. Tonight, the fact that the bell has rung, it signals something that we've been talking about all the time. The power of the politician belongs to the ordinary man and woman of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We shall overcome someday. Deep in my heart, I believe, and I know you believe, we shall overcome someday. And I want to say to you, after the 27th, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, you see, as we wear the gold and yellow, Friday morning, the sun shall rise in all its glory.
November 27, 2025 will be Liberation Day for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We will be liberated. We will be liberated from the humiliation and the insults. We will be liberated from the embarrassment of having to beg for help for our children.
NDPA, NDPO, where we have the weapon in our right hand, and victory will belong to the New Democratic Party. So come out. You see, in this 15 days, make sure you find out if your neighbor is registered, if the people in your homes are registered, and encourage them to get registered. Call the office in your constituency, talk to someone so that we can get them registered, because every vote Conks.
And election proclamation has been issued by the Governor General, Her Excellency Dame Susan Duggan, following advice from Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves on the official election date. In a statement today, the Governor General said that all necessary preparations are being put in place to facilitate the upcoming general elections.
In accordance with the Constitution of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, subsection 1 of Section 48, Chapter 10, the revised edition of 2009, I issued a proclamation to dissolve Parliament effective the 28th of October 2025. The Honorable Prime Minister has indicated that the date of the general elections is the 27th November 2025. The necessary procedures have already started.
Her Excellency also announced that there will be a 2-week special registration period which begins tomorrow, and she urged all eligible voters to take advantage of this opportunity to ensure they are registered to vote.
The notice of special voters registration period. Notice is hereby given that the period of 15 days starting tomorrow, October 30th, 2025, and ending November 13th, 2025, is declared as the period for special voters registration. A revised register of voters, the preliminary list, will be posted by November 1st, 2025, in the various places mentioned in the notice published in the Gazette and the newspapers. Every person who is 18 years of age or older on or before November 13th, 2025 is entitled to be registered as a voter and must ensure that they complete their registration during that period.
In more local news now, we hear that St. Vincent and the Grenadines today welcome its first cruise ship call to the mainland for the 2025-2026 cruise season with the arrival of the MS Amira, operated by the German company Phoenix Horizon. The MS Amira made a stop in Beckwith yesterday before sailing into Port Kingstown this morning. Chief Executive Officer of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Tourism Authority, Annette Mark, said tourism officials were on hand to welcome the passengers as they marked the official start of the new cruise season.
All right, so this is a German ship. It came in yesterday to Beckwith and then made the first call here in Kingstown this morning. It is about just over 800 passengers, so a medium-sized ship. Not small, we have smaller ships than that. So it's a medium-sized ship, and it's expected to do about, I think, 4 calls during the season to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We work along with the Port Authority and the Ministry of Tourism. This morning there was a welcome by the port of the first ship. It's not an inaugural call, but there was a welcome because it was the first ship coming into St. Vincent. And of course, Tourism Authority was there to do some giveaways with bags and welcome persons to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So we're there with the Ministry of Tourism and the Port Authority this morning.
Max said the Tourism Authority is excited about the upcoming season, noting that some cruise calls are expected this year compared to last year. She added that there will also be increased visits to the Grenadines, highlighting growing interest in the destination among cruise liners.
What we have noted, though, this is going to be yet another bumper season for the cruise ships, the cruise lines. And we do have quite a few calls to the Grenadines. So I think Beckwith has like about 109 calls. Canawan is 20 calls, and I think it's Myro that has about 60 calls. So you're seeing quite a few calls to the Grenadines. So the small to medium ships are going to the Grenadines, and the more larger ships like P&O and Britannia, MSC Virtue, so they are porting in Kingstown.
The next cruise call to Port Kingston is scheduled for tomorrow with the arrival of the Explorers 1. The second annual Marcus Garvey Symposium held on Monday, October 27, 2025, placed renewed focus on the continuing work of decolonization, with Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Dr. Timira Brown, emphasizing the process requires both imagination and courage to challenge inherited narratives. Brown reflected on the enduring relevance of Marcus Garvey's philosophy of self-determination and empowerment, noting that his ideas continue to inspire contemporary movements for cultural and intellectual liberation. She explained that Garvey's vision forms the foundation of this year's symposium theme, which calls on participants to critically examine how colonial legacies still shape modern identity and ways of thinking.
Marcus Garvey once declared, "A people without the knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots." Are you without roots? That timeless statement lies at the very heart of today's theme: decolonizing the early childhood educational curriculum. If we are to cultivate strong, confident, creative Caribbean citizens, we must ensure that from the earliest stages of learning, our children see themselves reflected in what they read, sing, and imagine. They must hear the rhythm of their own voices in nursery rhymes. They must see our heroes and heroines who look like them. They must feel proud of their heritage, and they must understand the power they have to shape the future.
Brown also highlighted the official launch of the book introducing the Daddy Marcus nursery rhymes held as part of the symposium, describing it as an act of cultural restoration and a symbolic reminder of the importance of reclaiming and preserving local heritage. She noted that the book launch represented more than just a milestone. It stands as a living testament to the nation's ongoing commitment to decolonization and cultural pride.
Today's launch of the Daddy Marcus Nursery Rhymes book is therefore more than a literary milestone. It is an act of cultural restoration. It is a reminder that decolonization begins not in academic debate, but in the hearts and minds of our children. Every rhyme, every story, every song that celebrates self-worth, dignity, and African identity becomes a seed of transformation, one that will grow into the roots of national confidence and cultural resilience. Our ministry's cultural mandate aligns strongly with this vision.
In closing, Brown encouraged attendees to reflect on what Marcus Garvey might offer if he was alive today, urging them to continue advancing the journey of self-awareness, empowerment, and unity. She reminded participants that Garvey's vision remains a guiding light for present and future generations, thriving for true independence of mind and spirit. In other local news now, we hear that the Royal St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force, the RSVG-PF, has issued a news release on the two persons found on Monday evening in the Fenton Mountains. According to the release, police are currently investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of an adult male, Kimalo Glasgow, a 26-year-old of Rillan Hill, and Kasik Richards, between the age of 25 and 26 years old, domestic of Walker Peace, which were discovered in the Fenton Mountains on October 27, 2025 at approximately 4:15 p.m. The release says the police were alerted to the discovery of the bodies inside the motor vehicle. Upon further investigation, it was observed that both occupants had what appeared to be blood on their bodies. The district medical officer attended the scene and pronounced both deceased. A post-mortem examination will be conducted on October 29th. That's today to determine the exact cause of death. The police say the investigation is ongoing and urges anyone with relevant information to contact them. The SVG-PF extends condolences to the families and friends of the deceased.